All right, we're live.
Perfect. Hello.
It's an exciting day today because we have, for the very first time, a guest. One of my favorite people from the HxH server, my good friend Tyler.
I'm honored. Hey, yo, it's me, Tyler, from the Discord.
There's no specific reason why we decided to do this, other than we just thought it would be fun to bring on some of our friends. So here he is.
Begged. I had to beg.
No, he didn't. All right. Well, I guess we should just get straight into the topic, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Villains.
So yeah, villains. So last episode we did the villain tier list, and today our good friend is going to be criticizing us.
I'm going to judge it.
Criticizing our taste. Yeah. All right. I guess we should just get straight into it. All right. So first off, I don't know. How do you want to do this? Do you want to just go down the list?
Listen,
or...
I want you guys to tell me why you gave it that. Gave it what you did. So we can start with start with the Phantom Troop. So I can see that Karapika and Gil both gave it an S, and then you gave it an A. Why not an S instead of
that? Yeah, this is perfect. So when the person that we're adding to the podcast is asking the questions, yes, great guest. Okay, so the reason why I gave it an A is because so I ranked it high because I love their charisma, I love their presence in the series. The reason why I didn't give it an S though is because they've hinted at this kind of depth with Crollo. He's kind of like a mysterious character, but they haven't really gone deep into him yet, and I feel like there's potential there for it to be really, really great. But since they haven't done that yet, they've kind of just been stringing us along. I can't give it an S because it feels incomplete in a way. Do you get what I'm saying? Narratively, there seems to be more to
Crollo's just kind of Crollo, and that's all there really is to it, I guess. Not really a pinpoint on what he is or what his character's all about, other than, spiders. He's the head.
Yeah. And that's completely okay. But yeah, I feel like Togashi could lean into it a little bit more and give us a little more, and I'd be really
Where's his backstory? Why is he like that?
Yeah, deadass. Why does he have... What is that backstory thing? He has a videotape or something and is running through some trash?
Yeah, something like that. I remember there's a little bit of something, wasn't there? It's kind of
we
Meteor
got
City.
So, what rank would you give the Phantom Troop?
I'm probably leaning with A+, because there's 2/3 of the troop I really just don't care about. I think they're cool as a group, but there's a few that are really good, and then there's just some that I don't care about. There's Cortoki,
totally
what? It's like a mop with an eye. Hello. I mean, all right, cool.
Yeah. I absolutely understand that. That's
I think A+ is pretty good. That's what I'm gonna say here.
Okay, totally fair. I like that.
All right, the man, the myth, the legend, Tampa.
Tampa. Let's go.
All right. So Pika and Gil gave this a B, and then Koga gave this an S. I'm yes. Yeah, S-. I think Tampa's great. I think that he fits in the arc that he's in. I think he's amazing, straight up. He's such a good just way to string the characters along. He's a bit of an opposition, but he's great. Yeah, I think I kind of agree. I'd probably give him an A+. I think Tampa's amazing.
Let's go. More Tampa love.
Let me just
all memes aside, I think he's such a great way to kind of tie the Hunter exam together.
So
that's what I said. Exactly what I said.
So wait, Tyler, you think Tampa is on the same level as the Phantom Troop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe not everybody in the Phantom Troop, but from a general standpoint, yeah, totally.
Yes, because we're looking at the Phantom Troop as a collective whole, not just
Yeah. I'm not
one
looking at
character.
the okay. That 1/3 of the Phantom Troop. Of course, I like them more than Tompa, but we're talking about the Phantom Troop as a whole. All right.
Yeah, narratively speaking,
Pretty
Tompa
good
is
point.
just yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you want to move on? Do you want to keep moving on?
Yeah,
or
I think
do you have more to
I
say?
think we.
Yeah.
Tompa's Tompa. He's
All right.
all right. He got the juice. Let's move on to Hisoka. Everybody
keep the momentum.
everyone was kind of in agreement with Hisoka being
Yep.
an S.
Mhm.
I'd probably put him a little lower than that because I don't really know much about him or what he like represent. I think he's there and he's great. He brings a story along. He's a great antagonist. He's antagonistic. Great goal for Gon, but I don't know. I need some more backstory on this man. You know, like
Okay,
Yeah.
I completely disagree with that.
really.
So the reason why I gave him an S is because he's simply just like perfect for any situation he's in. As a narrative
Throw
tool,
Hisoka in there.
he doesn't need to have like a deep backstory or anything. Like we understand him from the get go. Like he's weird. We don't need like a backstory to explain that to us. I think it's perfectly fine to just see that he's a freaking weirdo. And he's the trickster archetype, right? So you put him into any scenario, and he's going to bring that scenario to life, and he's going to serve like a different role depending on where he's placed in the story. So with that in mind, just how much he improves the story and whatever he's involved with, he's so fun to watch. There's just nothing wrong with him basically. So yeah, that's why I gave him an S.
I think I agree with you there, but it's also kind of like I think that if Hisoka wasn't there, it wouldn't really affect the story for me that much.
Ooh, it would be
Really?
Other than Heaven's Arena, and then some of the Hunter, mostly the Hunter exam, Heaven's Arena. But other than that, if he wasn't there, I don't think it would have hindered my enjoyment. I guess I think Hisoka's great.
Mhm.
I'd give him an A, totally.
Okay.
But it's kind of like
That's fair.
I don't know. I think he's great, but he didn't need to be there the whole time.
I think
I'm happy he's there, but if he wasn't there, it wouldn't have affected the story that much for me.
That's fair.
That's a really interesting point. I think you're mostly right. Yeah, like he wouldn't really affect like I don't know, what would you say, like the plot of the story if he wasn't there versus if he was.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like okay, well, I don't know. I think there's something to be said about stories.
Sometimes. He's like unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's like the flair of the story, right? So I think
his story's not over yet. There's still much for him to do. Like
absolutely.
I think that he has so much potential to become like one of my favorite characters in the show in this like upcoming arc.
Mm-hmm. He could really evolve to legendary status depending on how much he screws with the Phantom Troop, or how much he screws with the entire Succession War. Like we're yet to see what his plans are.
Because now that you have to think about it, that would be Hisoka directly interfering with civilian politics.
Let's go.
Like that
gay clown,
really,
the gay pedo clown agenda.
That would get very messy very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts eliminating princes, that can definitely change.
That would be a little weird. That would be.
Alright, theory. Just a theory. If Hisoka starts killing princes, for example, would that mean that the Succession War would have to be postponed, where maybe all the princes would have to team up against Hisoka? I mean, it's a possibility. I don't see it happening.
Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like
it's not like
Hisoka's more likely to influence like push things in a particular direction from like the backside of the story. So maybe he kills a character here and there, messes things up as chaos reigns. I feel like he's going to have more of that kind of effect rather than everybody teaming up to like band against him. Like he's strong, he's dangerous, but he's not like Phaeton who can destroy the entire ship. Like he's not a threat to everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
He killed my boy Goto.
Murderous.
He's an F. Sorry, he killed my man's.
Alright. Should we move on?
Sure, yeah. Illumi.
Hold on.
Oh,
No,
okay.
there's something else that I wanted to bring up about Hisoka.
Okay.
So I feel like that. Wait, can you guys hear my dog right now? I'm really sorry.
No.
I can hear it.
Okay, good. She's going crazy at my front door. I was a bit worried. I was just gonna bring up that there's something to be said about unpredictable characters in a story. I feel like if you don't have characters that kind of act outside like the logic of the plot, so like, you know, you'll have like the main characters who kind of follow a certain logic. You'll have like some neutral characters and some villains. You know, they have like specific goals. And you can kind of predict where the story's heading based on their goals.
Yeah.
And like the word says, it gets kind of predictable. There's something to be said about adding characters that kind of quite literally throw like, well, not literally, but you throw like a spanner in the works. So like the trickster character archetype like Hisoka. Sure, I kind of get what you're saying with like he wouldn't have affected the plot if he wasn't there, but I feel like he added that level of unpredictability to a lot of the scenes where it made a lot of the plot way more enjoyable. So I feel like there's that element to him. So I would kind of disagree with you somewhat. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. So move on. Yes?
Yeah, let's move on.
Illumi.
Keep the train rolling. Hisoka's boyfriend. I'm pretty sure I made that joke last time, so sorry, but Illumi.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Illumi.
Let's see. So I noticed that. So Gil and Koga gave this an A and an A plus. Wait, no, B and B minus. Sorry, and then Karapka gave this an A. Pika, why did you rate him higher? Do you think? Like, what do you like about Illumi?
Just his overall impact on the story, let's say with Killua and Aluka, in the election arc and how he's going to be used in the Succession War. I think he has great potential, just like maybe not as much as Hisoka, but I think he definitely has definitely more to tell. I think his role in the Zoldyck family is also rather interesting. He's the next successor to the Zoldyck business after Silva. I think his the two different sides of his personality, whether it's the side that cares for his family more or his power hungry side, can definitely decide what he may do in the future. Also, just how he maybe passively, just how he's influenced the storyline through Killua is just. I think he's a good character. If we're just looking at like Hunter Exam, anything before Chimera, before we know about the Needle, I think he would be lower. But just with his later developments in the arcs, I definitely think we could see him more. But also from Killer's standpoint, he's what most likely is the result of what a child can be like if they go through the Zoldyck training like flawlessly. You could hear like Killua saying, "I don't want to become like Illumi," even though because Illumi passed through the training flawlessly. I think Miluki barely passed, or if there is, I think it's something else. Like, and then he became soft. Killua just ran and dipped. Aluka got locked in deep underground, and Kaluto is rather stuck to Kikyo. So, and Illumi is, he's quiet, obedient, and does his contracts. Overall, I think like I've said, I think Illumi's a fun character. Like Koga said, he's Hisoka's boyfriend. Definitely interesting in how that's gonna affect the story moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got like a double review of the Illumi and the Zoldyck family there, but yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, what would you rate him, Tyler?
I don't know. I think I like Illumi, but mostly for the way that for the direction that he pushes Killua's character.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's kind of. I think that's what I like him for the most. I could comfortably give Ilumi a B. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, I think he's all right. He's cool. I can't really see him having a major position again in the story, but I don't know. Tagashi's weird.
Yeah, we'll see.
We can move on to Zoldyck.
Jumping into the Zoldyck family, I guess. Yeah,
you guys
what do you
pretty
think?
much agreed on. You guys pretty much agreed on the Zoldyck family being pretty great. I'm kind of leaning in the same direction here. I think that they're just pretty solid. Like, not really much wrong with them. There's a lot of lore, like hidden lore, that just kind of pops up here and there about them. I think that they're interesting, and I think that they also attributed to Killua's character very well, obviously.
We want to know more. We want to know more about
I really want to
Zoldyck
know
family.
more about the Zoldyck family. Who is what's his name? Bald head wrinkle man.
Maha?
Yeah, Maha.
Yeah, Maha.
I want to know more about him. Why he bald head wrinkle man? I don't get it.
Why he built like that?
He kind of looked like the Battle Pass.
Big cheese.
I give it Zoldyck an A.
An A, yeah.
Great rank.
Hell yeah.
Rating.
Okay. These guys.
Oh man.
I had to I looked at the names. I'm like, who is this again? I'm like, oh, these dudes.
Yeah, the Heavens
14.
Arena trio.
Everybody's always like, yo, Genthru. I think he's the worst villain. I'm like,
Genthru's way better than these guys.
yeah, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. These guys are really just kind of they're just like how they're kind of the rejects in the Heavens Arena. They're kind of the rejects from Me Too. I give these.
That's a good way to put it.
Boom D. I really don't. I feel like I don't have to go into this much.
Our
D.
first D.
Oh shit! Yeah, that is the first D. Okay. Yeah.
So
I
D,
really
huh?
don't like them. I think that they're like the least interesting antagonists of any arc by a huge margin.
Least interesting for sure. Yeah, they basically just serve like a single purpose, and then that's
They're just
it.
like goons. They're just goons for
They're good,
Gon and
yeah.
Killua to beat up.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, great way to put it. You summarized it really well. With that, I think we can just keep steaming through these.
Yeah. Genthru.
Let's
my man.
Genthru.
I think a lot of people shit on Genthru. He's his character isn't particularly interesting, but I think his position as the main plot device of Greed Island is pretty great. And I like his abilities a lot. It's interesting. He's sort of unpredictable in what he's going to do, which makes him interesting. It's kind of interesting. He really reminds me of that one like top player in a game that can't really figure out what they're going to do. Very controlling. I don't know. I think I kind of agree with where everybody put him with B+. I think he's solid, you know? I don't think he's as bad as everybody makes him out to be.
Solid is a
His
good
ability.
word.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always hear people shitting on.
Man, looks
on,
like Fred
Genthru.
from Scooby-Doo!
I think it's just kind of like an unfortunate case of him being. I'm pretty sure I went over this in the previous episode, but an unfortunate case of him being sandwiched between two other great characters, like villains, like the Fenchit and then Merrin straight after.
He's sandwiched between the two best arcs in the show.
Yeah, legitimately, it's a shame.
It's rough.
He's really cool.
I think I like Genthru. I think he's cool. That's he's a cool guy. B+.
B+, yeah, B+ all around.
Yeah.
Let's go.
100% agreement amongst everybody there. Ramot.
Sounds like my school grades. Yeah, Ramot, the crazy rabbit.
I don't really like Ramot.
What don't you like about him?
I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. I really just don't like him.
Is it the underwear?
It might
Is
be
it
the
the
underwear.
bulge?
I don't know. I think him even being here is a bit of a stretch. He's just a goon. I think.
You think so? He was kind of like the first ant that was introduced.
He was the first one to get Nen, but
yep. He was kind of like the villain underdog who didn't really get like a full underdog arc. He kind of just got crushed for the effect of being crushed.
Yeah, I just remembered the scene where he sees Pito for the first time with that really cool like metaphor. Okay, that fit really well. I don't know. Ramot's alright. But I also don't like him that much. He doesn't satisfy me. I feel like, I think I like hating villains, but I don't know. I really don't have a good reason for why I don't like him, honestly.
I don't know. Just like not present enough, not compelling enough. I think that's really fine.
I give him a C.
Yeah, totally fair.
Yuppie.
All right. Moving on to the Royal Guard. Let's go. These will be interesting. What do you think of Yuppie?
I think Yuppie's amazing. I'd actually place him higher than what you guys have at S. Ooh. He's one of my first favorites.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
I really like Yuppie in the way he stands because it's kind of like he represents the human emotion of like the pride of battle, and I think that's really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just really love his whole interaction with everybody in that fight. All happened so quickly. I think he has like one of the quickest character growths and changes of like every other character in the show, along with like Shoot.
We mentioned that.
Like him and Shoot grew together at the same time so much. It's really amazing. I think that for what Yuppie is, I think he's incredible. Straight up S. First S for me.
He works.
Let's go. Interesting.
He's like the Chimera Ant.
Mm-hmm. He represents like the pride of battle in humans.
Yeah,
I think that's really great.
You can really put his growth into there because it's a Chimera Ant. Because if it was a human, it wouldn't make sense to grow that quick, right? Or maybe, but
in terms of like battle prowess, for sure.
Yeah, it's great. Like, Yuppie's great.
Yeah, he had a really great art. He was super solid.
There's not much to say on him, but for the time that he was there and what he did, I think that it was so well executed. There's not really any complaints that I have with Yuppie whatsoever. Yeah. So I think he sits there pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I feel the same.
He's great.
Yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. But like, I guess I just wouldn't give it an S in my opinion. But moving on. Let's jump into Poof.
This is
our musician.
This is the best villain in the show for me, I think.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite villain in Hunter x Hunter, and probably one of my favorite villains ever. So I could very comfortably put him at S+.
Nice.
My man.
Let's go.
My man.
So
let's
Gil,
all point at Gil.
Poof, Poof. Why'd you give him an A+? Like, what are your thoughts on him?
Well,
grill him.
He was great, but I don't know. I guess it's just personal opinion.
That's fair. Yeah.
He didn't kind of like develop as much as he could have, I guess.
I think that's the point. Honestly, he's like the one ant that really never grew. Like he looked and saw he never saw Meruem as Meruem. He just saw the king, and that's all he ever thought about.
My man, you're speaking the exact words I said last podcast. We're absolutely on the same page with this character. He's so great.
Oh my gosh.
Minds think alike.
Just that the image of him like with his face half ant is just chilling. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
dude. I can't get over it.
Yeah,
big flamboyant evil bitch.
I don't have a better reason.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Totally.
All opinions.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, that you just have a gut feeling about some characters, and people just have different guts. So I totally respect that. He still gave him an A+. That's a passing mark in school. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered Poof.
I feel like there's not much that needs to be said about Poof that hasn't been said already by you guys. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Pito, the cat lady. everyone's
Pito's...
waifu. I keep making the same jokes. I'm sorry, but yeah. What do you think?
I think Pito is interesting because they kind of represent the emotion. Like she feels sadness at seeing Komugi and the king, and I think that was interesting because it kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it, where she just starts crying. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. And then I kind of sat on it more, and I feel like everybody kind of represents something among the three Royal Guard. Pito is not as interesting as UP for me, but I still think that Pito is really great as I don't know. I think she's the weakest of the guards in terms of character for me, but still good. I don't really have much to say about them, so I'll place them at A. A+. Yeah, A+. A+ works.
A+?
Yeah, totally
Higher
fine.
than all of us.
Yeah, like you said, I feel like
I love the Royal Guard as a whole. The Royal Guard as a whole together is just so good.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, they all like represent such strong things that in comparison, Pito falls a little short. Like I feel like, yeah, I talked about this a lot in the last episode, but they could have done. Togashi could have done a bit better with Pito, made it a bit more emotional, I think. But yeah, let's jump straight to Meruem, the final ant.
Oh man, Meruem is just great. I think this is my second favorite villain in the show. I think so. I'd probably put him at S+ as well, just straight up. Like the grasp he has on the arc. He has like such an incredible character growth. I think his character growth is second only to Killua throughout the show. I think he's great. I don't really think there's probably not much to be said that you guys haven't said already. Everybody's talked about. Everybody knows why Meruem's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are on the same page when it comes to Meruem. The arc really speaks for itself. There's not really much room for like, I guess differing opinions. Like if you like it, you're gonna really like it, and if you don't, why not? Why don't you like it? Leave a comment. But yeah, Meruem's fantastic. I totally agree with you. All right, well, yeah, I don't think we need to really talk too much more about Meruem. Let's jump to Pariston. Chimera to election. What do you think of Pariston?
Pariston is great.
Pariston Hill.
Agree.
Just like straight up goober.
Alright, so you might be wondering why my rank is only at A+. It's only because I really want to just see more of him in the story.
I mean, I don't think... I was actually thinking... I like Pariston, but I don't like him enough to put him at S. Why did you guys put him at S, you think? I'm kind of leaning more with Kurapika here, actually.
Okay, so my reason for putting him at S is similar to putting Hisoka at S. It's the kind of chaos factor within the story. I feel like having these big characters that, what they're willing to do is just so off the wall and crazy. I'm just a really big fan of that dynamic and stories. So seeing that being successfully done within Pariston, I just can't hate it. I think it works so well for the story. There's no way I can give him a rank lower than S.
That's fair.
I would have given. I would have considered an S+ if he had kind of that emotional aspect to his arc, like some of the Royal Guard did. Maybe we'll see some of that coming up. Like we'll just have to see where his character goes. There's room for him to improve or get worse. We'll have to see. But for now, he's a really fun character.
I think I can.
Pariston's Nen. That's also what I want to see.
I think until I can see more, I can comfortably place Pariston at A. I think they're great. Want to see more.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I've been feeling.
Yeah, I think he's so unique, and I think that's why I'm putting him an S, because I haven't seen this type of character often, and I just he's just so unique and quirky and like fun.
Yeah, I agree.
That for me at least, it's an S for that reason alone.
And like like we were talking about with like characters representing things, I think Pariston really represents that bitch politician you just fucking hate in real life.
Oh, totally.
Like he's just that to the max.
Yeah.
Like he's a caricature of politicians, which I think is really, really fun.
Right.
Like Gil said, it's a really unique character. Taking like, okay, how can I make like a superpowered politician, and what would they look like in this world? And we got Pariston, and yeah, I think he's perfect.
He's a total rat.
Yeah, all right.
So-
A rat bastard.
Fits well.
He's an ex-rat.
Yeah. All right.
Person
onto
on the boat,
final
though?
villain. Yeah, Pariston on the boat. What are you about to do, though?
All right.
All right. What do you think it's Serodnet?
Oh man. I think it's rare that in I guess shonen, I suppose, that you'll come across a villain that is just so intimidating. Like you just from the start, it's just like, oh man, this guy has like a kind of an aura about him, and then he does like the thing with his nen, and it's like, what the hell? He's like, this shit toxic, yo. And like, why is this happening? He's a crazy specialist. I'm like, oh, this guy's scary. And then he has like his nen beast that's like, ugh, and it's really creepy looking and cool. And now he has another one, and now he has like weird King Crimson that makes less sense. Yeah.
Hey Tyler, I have a very sensational question for the audience.
Yeah?
Would you be able to explain parallel future to everyone?
Oh gosh. I really don't think I can. I haven't. Don't tell anyone, but I haven't been reading chapters for the past 2.5 years because there haven't been any that come out.
You haven't been studying?
No.
Shit.
You haven't been studying the
I'll get there
Bible.
eventually. I gotta buy the Viz releases.
Yeah, I mean, hiatus is hiatus. So
Yeah, I've lost hope. I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Cyrenix's really good. I think he has a lot
Yeah.
of potential. Hopefully he doesn't become another Genthru, but as it stands, I think he's amazing. I think I need to see more on him, but for now, he's an A. Pretty great. I think
Yeah, fair enough.
he needs to
I
go.
think the same
He'd
way.
go up.
Yeah. He's
He'll go
already
up.
at an S- for me, but I think if we see this arc through, and if he continues to develop in the way that he is, and he's just such that antagonizing role, and just he's kind of like endgame
Mr.
for
Mean.
Krut, because he could be like endgame material for Krut because story.
Yeah.
So I think
Possibly,
he
yeah.
definitely has the potential for S+ material. We just need to have him develop more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's like a 1 in a billion Nen user. I mean, his Nen beasts are, at least the one that everybody knows is insane. I'm just really excited to see what happens, to be truthful.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think Tagashi's done like a fantastic job of
Great setup. See
making
how he
us-
executes it.
Yeah, making us fear the character through his setup. Like fear his potential. Like Theta says it directly. She says, "Oh my gosh, if I don't stop him, what kind of monster will he become?" You know, he's got that exact energy. He's a monster that needs to be stopped, and nobody's stopping him at the moment. So
Yeah.
he might
we
fester
can.
into something really awful.
yeah,
When Theta tried to shoot him in the head,
Oh,
Serodnek
such a
was
great
just like,
moment.
yeah.
"Are you sure about that?" Instantly just pretends to get shot, and then the Nen beast just licks her face with barbed wire, essentially. Give her a good old smack on the nose or smack on the cheek.
Now that is a hickey.
Oh god, I'm never gonna unsee that as a hickey. Thanks a lot, Koga.
Yeah, you're welcome. I really like cursing people like that. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
see here. That's the full tier list. What do you guys think is the one that Tyler disagreed with us most on? He seems pretty in line with most of our rankings. There's nothing that really like stands
Maybe Ahsoka?
out.
Yeah, I think so
Yes.
too.
Maybe Hisoka?
Maybe Hisoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because we all gave him S rank, and you gave him a full rank below that. Yeah, that's really interesting to see. Comment if you think Hisoka's A rank, and I'll ban you from commenting on the channel when you do.
Oh god.
Fear the mighty Koga. He knows no mercy.
All right. Well, we're only 35 minutes into this episode, guys. We've got room for much, much more. And we were thinking, since that tier list was so freaking fun to do, why not just do like a whole nother tier list? And for this one, jumping from the Succession War Tserednik into more Succession War and beyond, in fact, we were thinking ranking the Nen beasts of the series would be really, really fun. Not just the reason I say Succession War and beyond is because we've got, stuff like APR, Nen beasts from throughout the entire series in this list. And I'm really excited to get into this.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take us to go through this list, but there is maybe about 15...
This will probably be quicker than character talks because it's just abilities.
Yeah, it's abilities. It's more kind of like aesthetics, gut feelings. How do you feel about this ability, stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this topic because I'm really excited to see the types of comments people come up with. Like thinking about how these abilities, especially the Succession War ones, how they're going to affect the Succession War. What beast is going to stand on top at the end of it all. I'm really excited to read stuff like that. I love theories about the Succession War. But yeah, anyway, getting into it. Let's start with not a Succession War beast, but
Greed
this
Island?
name. I'm really... Yeah, Greed Island. I was hesitating because I'm really scared to pronounce this name.
Abengane.
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 Abengane sounds right, but it's Abengane, apparently.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't pay too much attention.
Anyway, if you're not remembering what this Nen Beast is, it's that really weird one that gets rid of that dude's Genthru's bomb. Yeah, the bomb on that dude's shoulder.
Lizard-like creature with the mouth.
I'll just say from the get-go, this thing is disgusting. It's repulsive. Like when it crawled out of the fire and like curled up around him, I was like, ugh, it's like all slimy and reflective and disgusting. And for that reason, I give this, just on like a design basis, it gets an S tier from me. I love this.
Nice.
Okay.
All that talk about being repulsed, that's perfect. It's exactly what I want from a Nen Beast. But yeah, from a design perspective, S. The ability is really cool as well, actually. I think it fits into the story really, really beautifully. Having all like these crazy Nen abilities that lock people up or put crazy curses or, some really powerful effects that lingers over somebody. Having a Nen Beast that is an answer to that is a really interesting idea. So yeah, overall, S tier for me.
So don't forget, easy. This is just one of his Nen beasts that he had to conjure from the forest surrounding him. I don't think it's a Nen beast that's permanent. It's not like one that I'm pretty
that's
sure
a good
the Nen
point.
beast can take multiple different forms. That's just the form that it took in Greed Island.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point.
So this is just one variation of it of the Nen.
Yeah, now that I think of it. Yeah, he says a line like, "Oh, this is the spirit of the forest" or something. So yeah, that's really, really cool.
Nice. Yeah.
I love that you pointed that out. I'm excited to see what other beasts he conjures.
So, I agree with what Koga said. The just overall how gross it is. That gives it a very nice aesthetic, especially with how Greed Island was, like with how Genthru's ability was rather messy. The Nen Beast that had to disarm the bomb was rather messy, or like it didn't disarm it, it delayed it. It essentially sucked it until Abanage was able to touch Genthru after he was tied up at the end of Greed Island.
I don't think that's completely correct. I'm pretty sure it ate it, and then once it got rid of the Nen,
but then he had to walk. But then why would he have to touch I've caught the bomber then?
So, I think because like the burden of the ability was so much, like his ability, like sucking up the Genther's ability, it like becomes like a counter active thing. And I think just following the rules of the ability, would I don't know. I'm having trouble explaining it, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it deactivates the ability, and then he has to bear the burden of like the ability, like the power of the ability. Um,
All right.
yeah. Now that you pointed out, yeah, making that connection is kind of difficult, but I can kind of see how it could work.
Yeah, it takes like the NAN inside itself, and then it's on like a timer. It slowly kind of digests the ability kind of thing. The bigger the ability, the more it will just inflate or something, I guess.
I kind of figured it's something that's like, so he cancels, he takes that in until he can get rid of the action. So if he got cursed with something and he wanted to get rid of it, he could use the Nen Beast to get rid of the curse, and the Nen Beast would not go away until he found another way to get rid of the actual Nen, you know?
Oh, that way. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of like you're canceling it at a cost, but you can get rid of that cost by getting rid of the Nen the natural way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I never thought of that. I always thought
it's
like
yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
Always just like it's with a timer. Like it will slowly and gradually disappear until it's like digested the NAN ability kind of thing. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I assumed it was that. I think so. The burden of like the worm thing comes from the power of the Nen ability it digests. So therefore, catching the bomber removes all the power of the ability, and then therefore removes the digestion. I think that's how it works. But yeah, pretty interesting ability. What would you guys rate it?
I mean, I saw that thing and I'm like, I don't really want to. It's really where it came in. I'm like, oh, this is a trade. Okay, I give it an A. I'm like, I think this guy's cool. It's very much like, it feels like the introduction to the creepier Nen beasts, you know?
Oh yeah, true.
Well, I guess there's maybe a few for that, but that one was the first one where I was like, oh, Nen beasts are gross. What the hell?
I was gonna rate him an A, but after all the things we talked about here, I think I'm gonna put him A plus because he's great.
I like the aesthetic, and I have to give him points for being a Nen Exorcist. There really aren't that many. And that Nen Exorcism is also a very critical ability. Also, so yeah, definitely deserves the A plus for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, A's all round, it seems. Except for me, I love it. I think it's like a literal human centipede. He's really cool.
Delicious.
Okay, moving on to obviously another S tier ability, Gorenu's Nen Beast. Come on,
DJ Gorenu,
Monkey.
Donkey X Kong. Come on, it can't not be S.
Gorenu's my favorite character, so. I can't do anything.
This guy was like, I can make monkey clone of myself. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah. No,
it's like it's like a really simple but effective and fun ability, and also very funny and memeable ability. So yeah, there's not much to say about it, but it's just got a lot of charm, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
This simple charm, yeah.
S tier. It's a cool ability too. Just switching between places.
Yeah, I love that kind of dynamic. I feel like if Gorenu becomes like a much stronger Nen user, he'd really be a force to be reckoned with. If you don't know how the monkeys work, he can really surprise you and mess you up.
Yeah, I'm S with this one. I like this guy. He got the monkeys.
Let's go, S gang. Oh, Gil gives an S plus.
Maxed out.
Oh my god. You never get
The meme power is too much. Pico, what do you think?
I just love him, man. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's much else to say about it. It's so simple.
Pico.
To the point.
Pico. For the audience, here we have like a document where we write our scores. Pika's just wrote a B+. I'm shocked and disappointed. My day is ruined.
Gareno and his Nembeast are great DJs, but they're not my favorite Nembeast. So I can't.
Okay, that's an inside joke that not everybody's gonna get, by the way. But yeah, wow,
my apologies.
I feel betrayed legitimately. All right, let's move on before I create my own Nen curse.
How do I? Okay. APR. Like, listen, this is like gotta be my favorite ability in the series. It's just so creative. I'm like, I could never come up with this shit. I'm like, I suck your juice out by punching you. Oh, you owe me more juice now. You want to give me the juice back? You gotta hit me with the juice. This is my favorite ability in the series, so I cannot give this anything less than an S+. Oops.
I totally respect that. I also love APR. Man,
I also love his design.
A lot of the Nenbeast abilities, I feel like you can tell Togashi has a lot of fun with Nenbeasts. Yeah. All of them are just so awesome. Yeah, I love them so much.
The design is so good too. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This little clown dude following me, telling me all of me shit. Like,
The design, plushable. The only thing that I dislike about the ability is the design of the weird cat thing. I feel like it should have just been like a slightly more. Yeah. I feel like it should have been like a
evil APR,
like a different take on the original APR design because it's just so good. But yeah, other than that, APR is fantastic. It gets another S from me. Like, I'm just handing out S's left and right here. I'm not like this with characters.
Everything's just really good. Like abilities.
Yeah.
The APR Nenbeast definitely deserves an S, much more than Gareno's Nenbeast.
Monkey.
How freaking dare you? Okay, let's move on from Gareno.
Neon Nostrada's Little Fortune Teller.
Oh, another ability I love. I love the design of this weird little angel thing. I love its little arms that like squiggle the pencil. Like the way it holds the pencil and squiggles it around.
I love his little face. Great. He has like a dumb little goofy face.
Yeah, he's like he's like a little Yu-Gi-Oh monster. I love it.
Oh, totally. Oh, I love the design of this thing. And the ability's interesting too.
Yeah, fantastic ability. Great use narratively. The way that it tells futures, but it's like really cryptic, so the characters have to work it out. I think that's a really great use of fortune telling in a story. Design is fantastic. This is going to be another S tier from me. I'm just deciding if it's an S+.
Me too.
What do you guys think?
I'm giving this an S, baby.
I guess I'm going to give it an A+.
I mean, I completely agree with all of your points.
It's not as good as APR.
Interesting.
I will say this: it's a very useful ability, and the aesthetic of the Nenbeast itself is it's fun. I just, in terms of just like the plushy like nature of APR and APR's ability, I personally just like it more than Little Fortune Teller. Partly it's just due to the mechanics, but also Chapter 7 Bankruptcy is used a lot more than Little Fortune Teller. I mean, you see it in York New. You get a reference of how Neon lost the ability in Greed Island, and then you realize Crollo lost the ability, giving the hint that Neon died. So
yeah, I always forget that Neon's freaking dead.
Yeah. I mean,
that's epic.
Fun little thing here: How would Neon died? Now that how would
Yeah,
was
Hisoka.
killed?
Because Hisoka knew about the fortune telling and knew it would be used against him, so he went and killed her.
That's a good
really?
theory.
Does that
That
make
probably is what it is.
No, it's the implication though.
That's probably
Oh,
what
shit.
it's
I've
exactly
actually
what it
It's
never
is.
the
heard
only
of that.
way.
That's fair.
Man, somebody stole my cute little arm thing that draws stuff for me. Can't have shit in Detroit.
Well, okay. I really love APR. I love the plushy aesthetic, but for some reason, I'm really partial to like these cute little ghost, creepy designs. So I think this is my first S plus because I just love everything about this ability. Just like on all
Hell
levels,
yes.
it's great.
Wow, look, another
Hell
S.
Yeah, I
Listen,
told
shit's
you.
good, man.
Your S's are
Nenbeasts are
become
bussin'.
inflated. The value of your S's are going to be inflated, Koga.
Listen, these are all very fair S ranks, and it's
Beasts are
because
bussin'.
Togashi is so talented at designing little creatures.
Yeah. He is
Okay, fair.
master.
I'm not
He's a
doing this in
master.
comparison to the other NBs. I'm doing this what I think of it, you know?
Yeah.
Now, if we were ranking them, that might be a little harder. But, you know, like, hey, these things are great. Like, man.
True.
All right, let's move on to Kurapika's dolphin. So these are out of order. So I'm enjoying being like surprised by which one's next. Yeah, Kurapika's dolphin. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he alright.
He's
He
so
kinda
right.
dolphin
though.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is, I like it.
Where's the personality?
Yeah,
Where's my dolphin man?
That's
Yeah.
a fantastic way of putting it, Tyler. I feel like the Nen Beasts are so effective when they're like little bitches, like they're annoying and weird.
True.
And the dolphin is kind of just like an iron. It's like a doorstopper at the moment. It has a voice, but that's about it. I feel like it should give like some robot sass or something. That I feel like that would be funny. But you know, Kurapika designed it, so what can you expect? Of course, it's going to be an edgy brick. Yeah, I'm talking smack. This is going to be my first like this ability is very average. I feel like it could have been like way more interesting than it is. I don't get why it's a dolphin. The design is kind of like, man.
Yeah,
all right.
I agree.
See?
It gets a C from me. Yeah, just like a solid C.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the?
The ability itself is cool, but in terms of like aesthetics and how I feel towards it, I'm feeling a C.
I
sorry.
kind of forgot it was an NB, so I was just kind of like, yeah, it's a dolphin, alright.
Yeah.
I mean, why a dolphin? What's up with Kurapika?
Yeah,
Dolphin?
why?
Like,
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, man. Alright.
I mean, yeah. I guess why a gorilla or why a ghost? In that case, but
Yeah, but so we know
that's fair.
Kurapika though as a character, and it's like, okay, well, we're already in so deep with Kurapika. I feel like there should be like a reason for him choosing a particular animal.
But do you
why
think
a
he
dolphin?
chose the animal himself?
Since he's a conjurer, I'm leaning towards yes, because he would have had to figure out how to conjure it. So I do like the implication that he's gone and like chilled with dolphins. I think that's cute. I've seen fan art of that. I like that, so maybe I'll give it a C plus because I like thinking about that.
Well, that's not canon.
It's headcanon. It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just not as strong as the other aesthetics, in my opinion.
Yeah, I personally think like it appeared like as an end beast, like for all of the other people. Like I don't think.
Okay,
He
another
spent
reason I'd give this
time
low
with them.
is this is kind of a mediocre looking Nen Beast in an arc with some of the coolest fucking Nen Beast designs ever. You know,
True.
like
Because-
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
it's like man, all these Nen Beast designs are so cool. Kurapika's gonna get one. Damn, this shit's gonna be wild. Wait, what? It's just a dolphin.
Hold up.
What?
Okay, what if it develops and we just haven't seen it yet?
It becomes a bigger dolphin.
Okay, so if it turned into like a dolphin with like guns on it, and like if and when you
that
said
would be
develops, I
fucking
imagine
sick.
like digi evolution head ass like it becomes like a dolphin head on like a muscular guy's body with cannons as arms, bruh.
Guns.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it develops, but I don't see it developing. So
Okay, well, I'm giving it a B plus because I like it, but it's like medium rare. It's,
Medium rare.
yeah,
Medium rare is a
that's
good
respectable.
Honestly, medium rare is a good temp.
Okay, yeah, but this isn't the discussion for that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're not talking about steak. We're talking about chicken, and chicken needs to be well cooked. Okay.
65 degrees
So
Fahrenheit.
bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That was really bad. Okay. Shut up. Okay. Moving on very quickly, very, very hastily. Indoor fish. Oh, dude, I love indoor fish. Another
I'm with you on
great,
that one, bro.
fantastic ability. Really kind of quirky, actually. Like, who designs an ability where you like eat chunks of the body and they don't feel that pain until like the Nen beast goes? Like, what? What is
If
the
I
logic
open
behind
the
it? But,
door,
like,
you die.
I really like the horror of it though. Like knowing that like as soon as these fish disappear, like whatever chunks have been taken out of you, like you'll feel that pain or potentially just like die. Like there's like a really great like a horror aspect to that I really appreciate. So and like the designs so fantastic. I love the designs.
The scale,
It's
It looks like
Armor,
Gar
scale.
or something.
I'm giving out another S plus, guys.
Fish reminds me
Tagashi with these Nen beasts.
Indoor fish's aesthetic reminds me of the bony fish from Mario, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
it's that
I
kinda-
live with,
the
like-
bone thing.
I live in the swamp, and we see Gar, and those are like these really long and bony fish. I think that's probably what they're based off of. If you look up like pictures of Gar, they're pretty spooky
doing
looking.
that
Like
right
you'll see him kind of swim up to the top of the water, and it's just like these bones kind of protruding. They're very bony fish.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
what I wanted to add to what Bailey was saying, that because there's this natural terror to them, I think because they're like these fish and they act like naturally and they just chomp on you. You know, it's like this inevitable like thing that's gonna happen. Like they're just acting naturally without any like conflict. Like.
And when I
think
think of
it's good.
fish, like how they feed on stuff, like they're just kind of like floating and they're like looking around with their big stupid eyes, and they like flick around like suddenly and like get like the little bit of algae. It's like, ugh, gross. And thinking of that, like fighting against that kind of ability is horrifying. So yeah, that another fantastic ability. Just going to show how creative and genius Tagashi is.
God Tagashi.
For me, A plus.
Tagashi. Yeah, fair enough. What do you guys think?
S. I like him.
Base.
Cool fish. Hell yeah. Spooky fish. S.
Pico?
I say S minus.
Ooh, big.
Fair enough.
What do you say, Koga?
Oh, I give it an S plus. I'm such a huge fan of Tagashi's Nen Beast, dude.
I'll just say
I can't.
this, Koga. If the dolphin is the only non-S, I'm going to kick your ass. I swear to
I'd
God.
like to see you try.
Yeah.
You'll do what? You'll kiss my ass? Bruh. Flushed emoji.
Kind of
Alright.
cute.
Alright. Okay, let's it's been a long episode, okay? Don't blame me. Let's move on to Blinky. Another really awesome Nen ability. I love like how there's. I'm pretty sure there's googly eyes on like the vacuum cleaner body.
Yeah, they like spin
And
around
then-
and shit.
I love the visual of like lifting up the vacuum cleaner head, and it's got like teeth, and it's like this disgusting mouth. I really love that.
Nice tongue.
Yeah, solid design, solid ability. I gotta say, I don't like it as much as the previous ones, but it's still like really amazing. Like my gut is saying like an S minus for me.
Shizuku in the vacuum finna make me act up, man.
Whoa, man.
I'll
Bruh.
give it an
Blinky, suck D's nuts.
A. Yeah.
Wait, Blinky can only suck up things that are dead, I'm pretty sure. Does that mean your balls are dead? Whoa.
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 Okay. Let's not go down that
Alright, good idea. Alright.
Yeah.
Anyway, final rankings, everyone.
Hey.
This episode is wild.
I bring chaos to the table.
I think A for Blinky, because pretty good. Like Bailey said, solid. I think it's best word to describe it. Solid and beast, very cool ability and nice design.
Yeah.
And,
The ability is super unique.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it an S minus. I wouldn't give it an S rank if it didn't have a cool ability. Really, I also there's like this really goofy side to Blinky where the way Shizuku uses it is she just like bashes it over your head, which is really funny to me.
Yeah.
I really like how it's used in that way. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not sure if any of you guys have anything else to say about that, but
Nope.
Kite's Crazy Slots Clown.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This I love because of the personality it has. I love
This is
that
the one.
Kite
Yeah.
chose to make it annoying. I think that's so genius as like a restriction for an N ability. Like we've talked about Kite's ability before, but yeah.
Yeah. Or was
The
it-
design is it's pretty good. It doesn't stand out as much as the other ones.
It stands
Like,
out
they
a
don't
ton
speak to
for me. I really this
Yeah,
one.
you think?
This one really stand. This is like one of the most memorable Nen abilities to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
It
it's the
is
funny
memorable,
clown. The funny clown is like, bad roll, eat shit, and then it's just not
Yeah.
even bad. All right.
You know, it's like that kind of character where if you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter before, and you're like, oh, it's that weird clown thing. You know, it's memorable.
Yeah, if you've
like
seen
that.
like gifs of it or something, yeah.
hmm I think
Yeah.
it's so cool. And then I love how like even like whenever the roll is done, he's still connected to the weapon. It's always so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. For instance, the clown was the stock of the carbine.
It was like the very end. It was like the edge of the scythe or whatever. It's so cool. I think this design's one of the best ones in my opinion. I give this an S plus.
It's really cool.
Totally respectable, yeah.
The ability is so interesting. Like
Yes.
RNG with a bunch of different weapons.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
And some of the effects are like really interesting once you get deep into them. Guys, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen our Kite episode, it's the thumbnail with like evil ability ? Go click on that. We cover some really interesting topics regarding Kite's Crazy Slots. But yeah, I feel like if the design was a little bit more towards what I personally like, I'd give it an S plus just because of like the ability itself. But for me, it's an S. It's so close to an S plus, it just isn't quite there yet. But everything else about the ability is super perfect.
For me, S
Yeah.
plus.
S plus. Let's go.
S gang.
I write it as an S.
S
Fair
gang.
enough. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling. Razor's puppets. Ooh.
These are pretty cool,
Yeah, interesting.
honestly. I love like the kind of I think it's funny that if you think about it, like Razor probably like forced all the other prisoners to like dress up that way, to match his puppets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, that is really funny.
Either that or he designed them after the costumes, which I feel like that's not as likely. I feel like that's not as likely. I think these are pretty cool.
I think that's pretty likely because Jing took him in as a convict and like gave him. I'm pretty sure he took him in as like a prisoner or whatever he was. Gave him a job
like death row prisoner.
Working for him on Greed Island. Yeah. And so like he could have made the ability after gaining that position of working on like as like a game character. So maybe he designed it after like the goofy outfits the pirates had or something. I don't know. It could have been something like that.
Don't forget the real life pirate, like the pirates. Those are real convicts. Those are real people. Those aren't like NPCs.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I love that twist to it. I love that big guy that he kills. That whole little
he fail RP.
Okay, the reason why that made me laugh so much is because I've been watching a lot of XQC playing GTA RP, and so that was a really funny joke that really hit with me.
XQC, of course.
I love XQC. He's the normie streamer, but he's the best. Anyway,
I'd love to see more of Razor, honestly. Like,
I think it's alright.
Yeah,
I would give Razor's puppets a high score. It's just for me personally, it's a bit hard to overlook the puppets when it comes to Razor. If you know what I mean, like Razor's just presence. Just when I think it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't stand out that much.
Ability that gets the job done. It's not
like when you think of the
special.
dodgeball fight, right? You don't usually think of okay, it's Razor in his other puppets versus the other 17 or 18 members of the plot of Beach Party, like Gon Killo's party. No, you think of the moment when it's Razor versus Gon Killo and Hisoka. You think of that when it comes to the dodgeball fight.
Yeah, I think you've got a point. I feel like they could have made them a bit more menacing. Togashi could have made them a bit more menacing.
I think it works.
But overall, it still works. Yeah. It does fit Greed Island. So yeah, it's a little conflicting. Like I would like to see Razor's personality shine through a bit more, like his real, menacing strength nature kind of thing. I'm seeing everybody's giving him a B. I would not give him that. But what would I give him?
Yeah, what do you think?
I love how they take on different sizes as they split and join together. I think that's really cool. The ability itself is really awesome. I'd love to see how he uses it outside of like the sport context. Like he could use that ability in a lot of really interesting ways. Like I'm not really feeling like a B rank. I'm feeling like A to S tier. Like if the design was a little bit if the design was a little bit more interesting and like if we got to see like imagining it in different scenarios is really like exciting to me. And that's like the sign of a really good ability to me. So I'd give it an A+, and if it had like, a bit more edge to the design, it'd be in the S tier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it would be an A.
It's all right.
The design was like a tier higher. Or like, if the design had something more interesting in it, I don't know. I guess it's personal preference too.
I mean, it's all about our aesthetic after all. So
yeah. When it comes to the beasts, a lot of it's gonna be in the presentation because they're not really characters except for the ones with personalities, which is the most genius part about some of them. But all right, Bisky's Cookie-chan. Literally, this is such a funny ability. It's just like a waifu, and I love the implication.
I forgot
the implication. Yeah, I forgot it existed as well, but I love thinking like, wow, she's made like pretty much like a perfect human out of Nan. Like I love imagining like weebs like making their waifus out of Nan. That's really funny to me.
Dude, that's base. What the hell?
Yeah. Cookie-chan a bit forgettable. Like you said, like, oh, I forgot this existed. Yeah, I'm on the same page. However, I love that Bisky like made such like a stupid ability. I love like how Killua is like the audience surrogate in that moment, whereas like this ability is stupid. Why did you make it when you're so strong? I feel like that dynamic is really fun, and it really speaks to Bisky's personality, like big time. Like without that introduction of the ability, like we wouldn't have that extra edge to Bisky as a character. So for like serving a narrative purpose, it does a really good job, even if it is forgettable, like design wise. I'm gonna say like a solid A for me. Like,
Sure.
I really like it. I think I like it as a stupid ability, and I like how it shows Bisky's personality.
B+. It's fine.
Yeah. For me, it's B plus. For the reasons you mentioned, but also just because honestly, I kind of forgot about the ability for a while. It goes like past you, kind of. I give a B plus.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's just kind of like a lady and that's it. But I feel like it speaks
What
to
if she knows
Bisky's
Kung Fu?
personality enough.
I need a Kung Fu episode.
I like how we were
Cookie-chan
shown how useful it was in the Chimera Ant arc, though. Like whenever Gon and Killua would go through their intense training, they'd use Cookie-chan to heal them back up. I thought that was a really clever use of that. So yeah, Pico, what do you think?
For all the reasons that you guys have already said, I'm just gonna give Cookie-chan an A-.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Ooh.
Okay, big
Peter's
one.
Oh shit!
headed scorer.
Chetikora, yeah. Or also, I think we could add Dr. Blythe here as well.
Yeah. How about we just mesh them into one, like
Yeah, that works.
Pito's Nen Beasts?
Yeah.
Okay, Pito's Nen Beasts. Pretty fantastic for showing Pito's like menacing side. Like this is the kind of edge that I wanted from Razor's ability. Yeah, that personality showing through, like what's underneath. The ability's functions, like how deep it matches like Pito's desire to serve the king, like reanimating her body when she dies, or they. Yeah, fantastic. Dr. Blythe is really creepy. I love how it's like this creepy doll-like face and like all the disgusting medical tools, like bug legs sticking out of it. Ugh.
It's really creative, yeah.
I'm just, now that I think about it, I like the aesthetic of Dr. Blythe, but the problem with Dr. Blythe is that the healing process is just so damn inefficient. I can't get over that. Like, knowing Pito's aura reserves are insanely high. Like, Pito could have had the potential to make like something that would heal so much faster and so much cleaner than with Dr. Blythe. However, the aesthetic, I will say that.
Yeah, I feel like you bring up a good point. Like it feels like it doesn't really match like Pito's Nen potential.
Wouldn't she be able to use enhancement, for example, just to heal it up automatically?
Yeah, like Kurapika.
Yeah.
Sideways eyes.
It would
yeah,
be,
but go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, Dr. Blythe theoretically, I mean, if Pito was actually trying to create an ability that were to heal, because Pito created Dr. Blythe just from a past time, from what I've seen. Like Pito didn't have like an active goal to make the best, most efficient healing Hatsu. So I think that for example, like Pito has to use Dr. Blythe and can't use any other Nen abilities. I mean, if Pito tried their hardest to actually create that, then I think it would have been smaller and much more efficient. However, since like Tyler said earlier, we're going mostly of art aesthetic, I think that Dr. Blythe definitely does get a pass in that regard. The creepiness factor really shows a look into Pito's character. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really, really good point about that it not matching Pito's Ned potential. I feel like it was kind of nerfed to give it that story effect of like making Gon wait. Like,
yeah.
You see, I kind of think that she was going slower on purpose sometimes.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking about that.
Yeah, she was. She was trying to buy time. And
actually, she was ready at some point, right? And she was just, how to say this, taking it, basically.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell now that you pointed out, because she was able to heal the king's arm pretty quickly, right?
Yes.
Well, we weren't really shown how.
Maybe,
how
alright, but
how much time it took. Yeah.
It's easier to heal Merrim's arm than Kamuki's entire internal organ system.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
I mean, with Merrim's arm, it looks like it's just like it's like a screw in.
Mayhaps, but
just like it looks like an action figure.
I feel like them doing it slowly makes just a lot of sense, you know? Just by time. I figured that's what they were doing.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm struggling to kind of make up my mind about it.
You never really get to see in Pito's thoughts, so...
yeah, true. We kind of, well, I don't know. What do you guys rank it?
I'm ranking it...
A+. Cool design.
For Tespacora, I like Tespacora's design. I think it was our first really good example of post-mortem Nen.
Yeah.
It's like one of the first ones, right?
Yeah, I think it's the first or second.
Unless you somehow want to count the snake guy in the hunter exam, if that was somehow Nen, but we don't really know.
Nah.
Yeah, we don't know, don't we? I love that. On the topic of post-mortem Nen, I love that it was built up from the York New arc. Like, the Phantom Troop mentioning, like, they can't, like, kill the chain user because they fear, like, the post-mortem Nen would harm Crollo. I love that they seed that, Togashi seeds that so early into the story, and then it pays off in this arc. Like, it's not like a Dragon Ball Z surprise ability moment. It's like, oh my gosh, it's coming to fruition. The thing we've been hearing about since like way back in the series. It's really great. The ability is super solid for me, but Kurapika raised some questions about it that I'm like, maybe I'm questioning the creativity of the ability a bit. Maybe it feels a little cheap that maybe he nerfed it purposefully to write it in that specific way.
Yeah, because if you think about it this way, if Pito fully developed like their best Nen ability for healing, like, they would be able to do it very quickly, very efficiently, but then they would also be able to use other Nen abilities. So the whole thing with, the Gon standoff would never happen. Gon would have just gotten slapped.
Yeah.
So,
it feels like it was nerfed for the purpose
for writing purposes. It had to be nerfed, and for that, I can respect that.
I can respect it, but I think it's also a criticism. Like, it could have been more elegant, you could say. But like, for the most part, it's pretty hidden. Like, you have to really think about the ability for it to jump out as a problem. So it's not a huge problem in my eyes.
Yeah. My ranking for Dr. Blythe and Tespacora is an A.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Tyler, what did you think?
A+. It's cool. I like the design, and I think that Pito was delaying on purpose. Whenever I said this is the big one, I was looking at the next one.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna stop you from saying what it is. I think we should stop the episode here because we've been going for over an hour now. We usually cap it at about an hour. So yeah, unfortunately for you guys, it's going to be a cliffhanger. But I think you can guess what the next one would be by that reaction. Tune in next week for the next half, which is pretty much all the Succession War Nen Beasts. I'm really excited for that. So yeah,
I think we're all excited for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's wrap it there, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Subscribe, comment what you think about our tier list, what you think about our rankings. Give your own rankings. Have fun with it. And yeah, look for next week's episode where we talk about the Succession War beasts. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.